this video. It's been a while. Might as well, because like it's been a while since we talked about VTuber, like VTuber stuff in general. So apparently, like a clout chasing VTuber was apparently they crashed out over Rev's wife or so because they found out that that she is married to Rev. So it never ceases to amaze me at the end of the day, It's getting late for me. It's 4:44 a.m. and I have a nice hangout with everyone. Of course, thank you for coming by as always. Very much appreciated. So you are always welcome to come hang out at any time. Anyone's welcome to come hang out. So you take care, hon. You be safe. Get some good rest. And thank you for coming by as always. And very much appreciated. So how does one be an incel if you're happily married? That's a good question. I don't know. And you want to know something too as well? So back in my day, right? Back in my day, the word incel never existed. Can you believe that? So like the only time even to this day, right? I've heard about incel. Sometimes I forget about it, what the definition means for incel, right? It just means you don't like women, right? Question mark. That's what it means, right? I don't know if I'm getting it right or not, but like incel, that specific word never existed in my environment. So involuntarily celebrate. It literally never existed. That word literally, like all these words that I've learned about is only the internet. It's only the internet. It's the internet's word. It's never IRL. I've never seen anyone use the word incel in my entire life. Never. I've never seen one single person use it. I've never heard anyone talking about it. And I've never heard of it ever brought up in like ever. Incel has its own meaning in the dictionary. It does. A member of an online community of young men who consider themselves unable to attract women sexually, typically associated with views that are hostile towards women and men who are sexually active. I'll just remember. Apparently there's a female Diddy in the TikTok space. What the hell, a female Diddy? Yeah, we'll definitely save that one tomorrow. We'll save this one tomorrow. That's a little bit. That's a little bit weird, to be honest. Yeah. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that one tomorrow. Sorry, you saw my cosplay timeline. Trying to make sure I'm not getting banned off Twitch, That's about it. But yeah, overall, it's just like, that's kind of like pretty much it though. Like, honestly, like I've never heard of incel in my entire life. Never. But it's funny because I have that one friend or so who has Mr. Libido Man, technically, it's actually literally Mr. Libido Man. He doesn't hate women. It's just that yeah, you know what? I think I'm allowed to say this, actually, to be honest. I think he's okay with it. He has no problem. It's because the reason why he hasn't really found a relationship, it's not like because like he's scared of, well, kind of, but kind of not really. Like he's kind of scared, but not really though. It's mostly because he had his heart broken a long time ago. That's the reason why. So that's kind of like, that's kind of like the reason why, he had his heart broken a long time ago. It kind of really kind of hurt him a little bit, it kind of sucked for him, specifically. Yeah, he's finally moved on to, he's moved on to it. He's moved on, of course, but he just kind of doesn't want to talk to females, alone with females, because number one, right? Because the way how the dating scene is, apparently, because how women ridicule men and everything like that, right? So that's number one. He just doesn't want to be alone with a girl, because it's just kind of because you don't know what she's gonna do, right? She can probably make up some shit and be like, oh, the guy touched me inappropriately or whatnot, or et cetera, et cetera. Oh, I might have remembered what else we talked about. Did you talk about the T app? No, I have not talked about the T app yet. We might talk about that tomorrow, probably. Tomorrow we'll talk about the T app. Yeah, the T app I have not talked about, but that one is a very interesting conversation. But yeah, that's the only thing. It's just like, it's just the whole dating scene in general. It's just not how it is. But yeah, anyways, besides me rambling on for like 5 minutes or so for story time, maybe I'll do a story time thing or so in the future, probably. Yeah, I'll take a hold on to that thought. We're gonna jump into this real quick. We haven't talked about VTuber stuff in a hot minute, ever since about the VShojo thing. But apparently there's more leaks that happen about VShojo, which we'll talk about that tomorrow as well. So we'll talk about the T app, and we'll talk about the apparently more leaks have been leaked out or so about VShojo's shenanigans. So, but anyways, let's just make fun of someone. Let's just go make some fun of some weirdo clout chaser.
Hey, what's up, guys? Rip here. So if I had a nickel for every time some weirdo VTuber attacked my wife and then got clowned on and then resorted to calling me an incel after they got embarrassed, I'd have a couple nickels. And I'll have another one after what happened yesterday involving this VTuber named Kyo, who made a post trying to shame people for interacting with my wife. Now, before we get into everything for today, a little reminder that YouTube has been changing the way they count views. You can even watch a video in its full duration and not be counted as a view because you're not a engaged viewer, which means someone who liked, subscribed, or commented. So doing those things helps your view count. I know it's a very weird system, but...
Really? Wait, this is the new way of YouTube now? I see. So you basically, you gotta like and comment and subscribe basically to count as a view? That's interesting. That's very interesting.
But I appreciate people who do that. And whenever I mention this, people respond really well to it and helps out the video. So just keep that in mind.
I didn't know about that.
So this guy right here, Kyo, decides to make a very snarky call-out post of my wife. So in case you guys don't know, this is my wife, Darling Straw. We made a couple of videos like this where people have tried to go after her or after us. And eventually they find out. Now, of course, what does my wife do that is so controversial that it's raising these call-out posts from people like Kyo? Well, let me give her some examples of her posts from the past 24 hours. Here's her promoting a stream where she read the Bible to her viewers. Later on, she posted a photo of...
Damn! Oh my god, that looks so good. Damn, that looks good. Sheesh! Oh my god.
The spaghetti dinner she made for us, and you know what? This one is controversial.
Tasty.
Yes, she puts ranch on her spaghetti. Okay?
Excuse me? Who puts ranch on spaghetti? What blasphemy? What blasphemy is this?
No. Be patient. She has a flaw, okay? If there's gonna be one flaw my wife has, this is it, okay?
I don't know, Rev. It looks like you're gonna bring out the divorce papers around here. Someone get The Exorcist. Man, I've never heard of putting ranch on spaghetti ever in my entire life. Creative individuals. Well, if you start reading the Bible to your audiences, you gotta question some things, We might have to send the mafia after.
Would that be a good thing if that was the worst thing to deal with here?
Man, that's kind of weird,
anyways,
man.
What happened was, it involved Grok. Okay, if you don't know what Grok is the AI system for Twitter.
What about
you
Grok?
Can,
What's
ask
happening?
Questions, you can make memes, you can do whatever, right? Typical AI system, right? And there was a trend going on Twitter where people were asking Grok who was the most famous person to visit their profile. So she basically followed the trend here, saying, hey, at Grok, who was the most famous person to visit my profile? It doesn't need to be a mutual, don't tag them, just say who it was, please. And in her case, it was Chibidoki, which is very nice because she's always been nice to my wife, so that's cool. But yeah, a lot of other people were asking, and
Okay.
the accuracy of
what's
this
wrong with
is
this?
questionable. We don't really know. Sometimes it seems way off, sometimes it seems accurate. Who knows? But a lot of people were in the replies trying to also get an answer. You see people like Pippa, see myself, Endymion, Legal Mindset, Parrot, Cha, Azahara, all these people. I mean, this is like a murderous row of cool people in the replies here.
Okay.
But anyways, I would ask myself, and I would get an answer. I would get it in the form of Tectone, which, you know what, I don't think it really understood the question too well, but you know what, I'm not going to complain about the result because we like Tectone on this channel. But something happened, right? People started getting canceled for participating in this trend.
What? What? Really? People are getting canceled for this? Okay. Alright. Okay.
Yes, people were so upset about people using an AI system that they were shaming VTubers for engaging in the trend, including people like this, who were quite literally guilt-tripped into making a public apology. You see this person saying, I shouldn't have done the Grok thing. It was dumb, and my curiosity got the better of me. I have never wanted to use that feature on this site before, but my need to be nosy won out. I am a human, and I make mistakes.
If you cater to these kinds of people, you're just literally ruining your own community. That's all I gotta say. That's why I don't really cater to these people. Literally, I had one person crashing out in my chat because I was watching Asmongold on stream, literally talking about the weird, like, influencer stuff in China, and this person literally crashed the fuck out in my chat for no apparent reason whatsoever, just because I was watching Asmongold. That's it. That is literally it. That is the most dumbest thing ever, and that's why I don't cater to those kinds of people. Like, you are welcome to come hang out with me at any time, but if you're gonna crash out in my stream, I'm just gonna get you out of here. I'm just gonna ban you. That's it. So,
you know, I'm not even really trying to clown on people like this. I really am more just like
maybe I should
feel a
find
little
out what
sorry
Grok
for them
is.
that they have to grovel at the feet of their peers because they
Fuck
asked
this,
Grok
yeah, that's
a
what they
silly
said.
question.
That's this.
Like, is this really worth
Such a
any
weirdo
response
person, to be
whatsoever?
honest.
Don't let people push you around like this. It's kind of sad, honestly. Like, I'm glad I'm not the kind of person who has to subject myself to these sorts of public floggings because I do something as innocuous as asking Grok who's the most famous person to look at my profile. Very weird stuff, but of course, this is where we get Kaio. We have this energy going around where this fun trend is now turned into a witch hunt, where people are going after anyone who's engaging with Grok in any sort of a way. So,
can I interact with Grok? Oh, I should probably interact with Grok.
So here's the posting question. Kaio begins by saying, it's high-key weird seeing some of you be against AI arts, but then turn around and use Grok for some memes thinking it's funny. So this is your casual virtue signaling slop post that you see on this side of Twitter where he's virtue signaling about Grok for likes and attention. But then it gets weird because he adds this reply saying, it's also disappointing seeing friends interact with that Straub person. That seems a bit odd, right? You're thinking of my wife when you're talking about Grok. What does this do? Number one, it doesn't say any reason as to why people shouldn't interact with her. It's just vague and petty for no reason whatsoever. Comes completely out of left field. But also, he's saying it's disappointing to see friends interact with her. How terminally online?
Ask Grok if a famous person visited your page. Yeah, I'll probably take the same text or so as what his wife did. I'd be curious.
That you're getting disappointed seeing your friends interact with someone you don't like. It's very strange, very mind-broken behavior here. But of course, people would start pointing out the hypocrisy, especially of the second part, but also the first part as well. So he's complaining about Grok, right? Meanwhile, the next stream he does, as pointed out here, is a game. He's streaming a game that uses generative AI. It's right here, right in the Steam description.
Oh man, it just writes itself sometimes. They capture themselves doing the uh-oh.
Of this game. So this guy is virtue signaling about Grok and AI being so evil, and then immediately turns around and streams a game that uses generative AI.
That's crazy.
Are you kidding? And then I poke around in this guy's alt account on Twitter. Now we're on the friend policing part, right?
He has
So he said this. I just typed
too?
in friend on his account. He said this. If you just blindly...
I think the only way I would make an alt account is probably if like, well, even then it's just I was gonna say like maybe like lewd stuff, like maybe like liking lewd post or something like that, or like, but even then it's like, I don't know. It feels like it's too much of a pain in the ass to have a like an alt account. I don't know. It's just be too much of a pain in the ass. I don't know.
hate a person just because your friend has a problem with them, you are emotionally immature. And another one saying, if your friend group thrives off of talking bad about other people,
you know what? Let's you know what? Let me quickly hold on.
Especially unprovoked.
Hold on.
You are weird. Please grow up.
Let's find this guy. Let's find this. Let me do some investigation here. Let me find this guy. Let me quickly find this guy. Let me see. Hold on. What's his name? Ohio Kyle. Okay. Ohio Kyle. Okay. Let's take a look real quick. Let's see. Where's your oh god. Oh jeez. Oh. Okay.
My belly button. When I first saw it, the first thing I did, I'm not gonna lie, I drew 2 dots on top and it looked like a face. It's a silly belly button, I don't know. That's why the bandage will stay on. Do you guys wanna look at the belly button again? I feel like I should draw some eyes on him or something. Hello, everybody. How are you doing? I see you having a nice time so far. Oh, it's...
I think I'm okay to show this, right? I think I'm okay to show this, right? Yeah.
So nice to see all of you. I'm glad you like my mouth so much. I actually applied some gloss. That's why the bottom lip is so highlighted. I don't know the brand I use. I'm sorry. I got it from a sponsorship. Honestly, I shouldn't have brought it up because now every time I take off my shirt, you guys are going to talk about it. So we're just going to keep the bandage on. My belly button, when I...
Right. Puta, fuck, man. You're gonna fucking make it copyrighted. Thank you. Bitch. I swear to God. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Let's just pick this one. This has like, no, let's do this one. This one has 815 views on it. Let's take a look.
My end goal for tattoos is to... My end goal for tattoos is to have a neck one, like a side neck one. You know the ones where it like starts at the back of your ear and like goes down? That's a goal for me. That would look so hot. Oh my god. Like, I might have to suck my own dick after I get that tattoo.
I see. Puta, fuck, stop. Jesus, alright. Well, the fuck did I just hear? You're good as guess as mine, bro. You're good as guess as mine. This is one of those specific VTubers, to be honest. Yeah, this is one of those specific VTubers. Yeah. Anyways, I just kind of wanted to show that, at least, you know, just to understand what they sound like, you know, or what they're kind of, you know, for a short clip itself.
The calls coming from inside the house, dude, that is literally you. Your friend policing people and attacking others you don't know for attention. It's so embarrassing how hypocritical this guy is. He's literally describing his own post on his alt account. No self-awareness whatsoever. Now, of course, the replies to this tweet were almost exclusively negative towards him. You can see people saying, Straub is the sweetest VTuber in the space. She's a sweetheart. You're a bitter political freak. Good job attacking a woman is a path that'll likely backfire. Just stop harassing women. Why? She's the most polite, neutral people I've ever seen. And yada, 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 right? But we get to the response from my wife. She would quote him and ratio him into the shadow realm, saying, why is it disappointing someone would interact with me? What have I done that is so evil? People shouldn't speak to me. This is so mean and I don't even get it. I don't even know you. We've never interacted, yet you post this for your huge audience to see. I just don't get it. And then she adds, and I don't want anyone to be mean to him or anything. Please don't. That's the last thing I want. I'm just sad, honestly. I just want to understand why someone would say something like this as a big creator with influence. I just don't feel like I deserve this. I don't know.
It's because these are the types of people they become quote unquote famous. You know, these are the people who become famous, who follow the trend of the VTubing to become famous. Like I said, you got a lot of bad eggs or so in the VTuber community. I'm gonna be honest with you. These are kind of one of them, to be honest. Hey, you guys made these people famous. That ain't none of my business, all right? You guys are, you know, you guys have the power to choose who becomes famous and who doesn't become famous, because the audience makes the streamer, not the other way around, you know? Like I said, if you support the streamer itself because you think they are a genuine cool person, you know? But like, you know, I'm just a humble girl, you know, I'm just a small humble girl at the end of the day. What am I to say, huh? I'm not a big content creator at the end of the day, you know?
You know, the thing is, like, if this guy wanted to say something about me, like, if there was a version of this with that Rev person, maybe I would have understood it a little more, because I've criticized this guy for his tweets in the past, and we're going to see one of those examples in just a second. But going after Straub with no reason attached, and he'll never give a reason, by the way, weird. Just a very weird thing to do. I have no idea what that is. Besides just being completely out of left field. But I asked in the replies to Straub's tweet saying, hey, at Grok, is it racist to discriminate against people based on the color of their skin? Because Kaio has a very...
Can't be racist towards white people, but of course, someone like you... Oh my goodness gracious me. It's always back in full circle with some of these VTubers, huh? It just always has to be white people all the damn time. Always. It's like, you can't be racist towards white people.
Really? Documented history of hating white people. Saying can't be racist towards white people, but of course,
probably not right now.
Someone like you wouldn't know that. Look at this diet Uki Violetta, this dollar store Uki Violetta. He wishes he could be Uki Violetta. Imagine how pathetic that is. But yeah, what am I going to do in this situation if you're going to be crying and pissing your pants over Grok being used? I asked Grok, is this racism? Yes, it is, according to Grok. Discriminating against people based on the color of their skin is racism. And you know what their source for this was? The dictionary. Because, yeah, duh, there's no exception for white people. Jeez. It doesn't say racism is discrimination based on skin color, except for white people.
It never gets old.
The target. I mean, anyone with common sense knows this, and it's amazing how the VTubing scene, the certain portion of the VTubing scene, is more angry about people using Grok than people being openly racist like this.
This is gonna be my last video.
Isn't that crazy? How the values are so upside down.
Diet Uki. But anyways, Violetta, nah, I know.
Keep in mind, this is the same guy who only a few months ago was virtue signaling about gamer subs and Kirsha.
Oh, wait. Are you telling me can't be racist towards white people. The statement is hella wrong. It can't be racist towards black people. Is this supposed to be for like the gamer subs thing? Oh my god.
Remember the situation with Kirsha? People engaged in a life ruination campaign against her for being a quote-unquote problematic VTuber, for having views they don't like, basically. And they're trying to go after her sponsors.
This is my last video, like I
said. Virtue
said.
signaling about GamerSupps, which is one of her sponsors. And he decided to end his partnership with GamerSupps and stand in unity against these bigoted views. And he says, I believe in fostering an inclusive community. Inclusive, unless you're white, of course. But anyways, after this whole kerfluffle and people were making fun of him for his very bizarre attack on my wife, he would then lash out with this response, saying, I might be the rage-baiting king.
What's wrong with people, to be honest, in the VTubing scene, honestly? Like, this is like one of the reasons why, like, yes, I am a VTuber, but I'm like, I don't really associate with, like, very much with the VTuber community. Like, the only way for me to interact with, like, other VTubers, if, like, my, like, you know, Natsuko or, like, Stitch or, like, Animated or, like, any of, like, you know, any of my other VTuber friends, like, they introduce me to another VTuber. Because that's how I met Rin. Super long time ago. That's how I met Rin from another VTuber, and we kind of like hit it off very well because we were pretty cool hanging out with each other, you know. But I don't really like go out and like interact with like, you know, VTubers on Twitter, you know. That's kind of like pretty much it. Well, granted, I hardly do any advertisement anyway, so yeah, you know, that could probably be it, you know. So,
you know, his handle is Ohio Kaio. I think it's Copium Kaio at this point. Yeah, he's just pretending to be stupid, ladies and gentlemen.
What are you, 12? I guess so.
Had a bunch of people make fun of him.
See, this is the reason why you make like certain people famous. The type of people you make famous is the type of people how they act. Okay, you know. So like, if I don't know how old this person is, but I can take a really good guess that it's probably a baby. I saw this. I saw someone in my comment section was like, "I'm surprised he didn't use the word baby because you always say it all the time." The only reason why is because the way how they act. You know, it's just the way how they act. They act like children. They act like babies. Babies act like this. You know. That's all. That's why I usually say it like that. It's kind of like, come on, let's be honest here. You know, only a baby acts like this.
That was a part of his plan, his amazing plan to, I don't know, what's the plan? I guess attention? Well, attention he has received. Here's the replies. You can see Rosie Bell saying, you are. It's impressive how dumb your takes are consistently. And then this picture just sums up everything. Okay, this is literally the situation in a nutshell right here. But you keep going. People say, more like just one of the kings of cope. You guys just don't get it. I'm rage baiting, you losers. I'm doing it on purpose. I'm actually super duper smart. Dude thinks he's him. With a picture of Andrew Tate's. Where's your crown, King Nothing? This one. Idiotic statement. Oh wow, so many people are triggered.
I know, tell me about it.
They just keep going on. And then people saying you're like a terrible person and, you know, you're racist, rage baiting, Schrodinger's douchebag, all this stuff. But yeah.
Schrodinger.
Here's the ultimate.
Who's Schrodinger, anyways? Is it that one Valorant streamer or that Valorant content creator? I think I've heard of that name before.
And Cope. This was, I guess, towards the end of the freak out, where my wife responded saying, "So you're just being mean for no reason. I hope you find what you're looking for, I guess." And he says, "You married a."
Oh, was it? I thought it was that one YouTuber that made like Valorant content that had the same name. That's what I thought.
Incel, and you're worried about me being mean. Again, if I had a nickel every time some wackadoo VTuber who's lashing out at me or my wife calls me...
I'm gonna be honest with you. At least she married a better man compared to you with your lonely ass who get no bitches. You know? Here, watch. no bitches, no life, and honestly, no sex. Like I said, you know, I was gonna say that's a single life right there, bro. That's like single life behavior that he's like making up and like pretending over there. He's pretending, you know. Honestly. No maidens. I can't wait. I love using this thing. He's maidenless and he sucks his own D. Facts. He does suck his own D. I forgot. We watched that as well too. I forgot about that actually. So I forgot about that actually. Yeah, we just watched that just now. That experiment, no cast, no cast were harmed by the Schrodinger. Oh, okay. And those are people who can't get who can't get bitches by definition. That can't be rev. Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, like my friend Mr. Libido doesn't have a woman, right? But he doesn't hate women, you know? It's like he's more wary of today's age of like women now these days, you know? So that's kind of like pretty much it.
An incel to my wife, I'd have a lot. Okay, I'd have a lot of nickels at this point because it happens almost every single time. These people go after, unprovoked, my wife or myself or a marriage or whatever. And then when they
tired
get
of these
clowned on
hoes.
by everyone.
No. He's not like tired of these hoes. It's just like he just had like, you know, it was like, yeah, I don't know. The last breakup kind of like messed him up pretty badly or so. But he just kind of like, I don't know. He just kind of like, he already moved on, right? But like, he just kind of like, just does his own thing, you know? He's not really like desperately searching for like the next Rapunzel or the next Cinderella or whatever, you know? He just kind of like sitting back, you know, playing some video games, playing with the boys and like making funny jokes. You know, we make fun of his like, you know, we make fun of his like libido thing. And like, that's, you know, it's just kind of about it, you know? That's it, you know? So, yeah.
They resort to calling me an incel. Make it make sense. Now, if you're
he's not an incel.
not familiar,
Yeah,
because the internet
he's just
has
a
watered
chill
this
guy.
term down
You know,
to the point where it means
he
nothing.
just does his own thing,
Incel
you know?
means
Just plays
involuntary
games, hangs out with the
meaning it's
bros,
someone who's
you know?
a virgin who wants
Do
to
stupid
lose their
shit,
virginity,
apparently.
but can't
We make
because
fun of
they're
him.
so socially inept. So in this sentence, he calls me a married incel. Make it make sense. This is the most embarrassing cope I've ever seen in my life. And I also find it very odd that people like this have such a hyper fixation on my marriage in a negative way. It's weird. Why does it bother you so much? Why do we bother you so much? You know, you would get no negative attention from people like me.
You wanna know why it bothers him so much? Because he has no bitches. He's maidenless. That's the reason why, Rev, okay? That is the reason why it bothers him so much, because he can't get any pussy. So, yeah, you know, so I'm just saying, you know, and I'm just kind of pointing it out, you know, at the end of the day.
If you
call a spade for
one,
a spade, you know?
Stop talking about me and my wife. And number two, stop being racist. It's that simple. No one would care anymore. You can go do your e-boy themed streams, whatever you want. No one would care.
God.
And this whole situation is really just it should be
that's like literally baby. That's like baby attitude. The way how he, like, granted, of course, like, I understand, you know, there's an audience for it specifically, right? But like, I'm still gonna cringe and call him out on it, on his weird fucking like shenanigans or so, on the, you know, the stuff that we just watch ourselves. Something, you know, it's just kind of like, that's cringe, bro. That's kind of weird, bro. That's like really like young mentality, you know.
A bit of an eye opener for someone
Trying to be
this,
like,
you know,
trying to be
about,
like that
you know,
e-boy or so, like the e-boy laugh is like, you know, that fucking weird ass. Oh, dude, I hate the e-boy laugh, dude. The e-boy laugh is so.
He's gonna police his friends, dude. Where are they? None of them showed up. You just got clowned on by everyone. There's like one somewhat not negative comment for every 100 negative ones. Like, where are these friends that you're trying to police? Because, brother, they didn't show up. Like, where are they? They're not coming to your defense. And I saw plenty of people from your own community being like, dude, this is embarrassing. Like, what are you doing? And I left one more reply, basically making fun of the fact that he's trying to act like this is all just rage bait and not cope, sharing all the things that we already talked about. And then he responds saying, womp womp. What do you mean womp womp, dude? Like, as I pointed out here, you picked a fight with my wife, and then you got clowned on, and then you started coping, and then you tell me womp womp when you're getting dunked on? What are you talking about, dude? This is like unlimited cope. Copium Kyo. I think it's a good name, actually. It has a good ring to it, but this whole situation is just so stupid, man. Like, really?
It is
This
a
all
pretty
started
stupid thing,
with
but what do
people
you
asking
expect, you
silly
know?
questions to Grok, and ends up in this complete
I kind of want to ask Grok.
meltdown.
I'm actually very curious.
Embarrassing stuff, man. But anyways, that's going to do it for this video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of weird. Damn, Moist Critical is already getting the Souls-like fatigue already? Damn. Anyways, hey man, that's what happens when, when you cater to like one person, Asmongold. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. But yeah, overall, I'm not surprised, to be honest. Like, it's just so weird at the end of the day, Hey man, you know what? More I give him more props for that he's defending his wife at the end of the day, so gets a thumbs up from me personally. So that's a good husband. 1000%, that's a good husband. But yeah, I'm not surprised. It's probably a baby. That's how I'm gonna say it. It's a baby. It's a baby. It's a famous baby VTuber that has a baby attitude and a baby, a baby take on everything, So anyways, that's the end of the video. You guys can comment, like, subscribe, do all that fancy jazzy stuff. Now I am gonna go ask Grok to see what famous person decided to show up on my goddamn profile picture. I'd be curious. But yeah, anyways, catch you guys on the next video. And I'm not surprised about the VTuber scene at the end of the day. This is what happens when you make certain people famous at a pretty fast, rapid rate at the end of the day. Anyways, peace.